Hey Josh, it's Wednesday, and first off, to answer your question from last week, I don't really know much about many of the Marvel anti-heroes. I'm honestly not much of a superhero guy. I was a while back, but I've kind of fallen out of it, and really the only time that I go see movies now is when my friends are like, hey, we're gonna go see this movie, you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? It gives me an excuse to hang out with people. So, The Punisher sounds interesting. Deadpool is hilarious. Those are about the only two anti-heroes I can think of. So, yeah. Yeah. So for this video, I'm probably gonna have the majority of it talking about the fun day that I had at work. But yeah, as I've mentioned, work has been incredibly slow lately. I think I've mentioned that work has been incredibly slow, and today was by far the slowest day. Today was even slower than the first day we were back, last Tuesday. And that's mostly because, at about 5 till 11, we had a power outage. Pretty much the entire block that Jimmy John's is on was out of power. And from what we saw, it looked like it was almost the entirety of West Main that was out. Plus a little bit of East Main, because Jimmy John's is on East Main. But yeah, it was ridiculous. Like when it happened, it just happened all of a sudden, because of course it's a power outage. It's not like it's just off. I don't know what happened, but our assumption was that someone hit the transformer or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but oh well, not too important. But when the power went out, I just sort of looked over to my coworker Michael, and I was just like, because there was a it was probably a year ago, year and a half probably by now. We had a scheduled power outage, where our electric company was like, hey, we need to check a couple things in here, so you guys will be out of power for like an hour at most. This one, we had no idea what happened, so it just all of a sudden happened. It just all of a sudden all the lights were out, and it was just like, okay, what just happened? So for about an hour and a half, we were in complete darkness, but our phone still worked. So we still had people calling our store and being like, hey, can we get something to eat? And we'd have to tell them, hey, we can't, our power is out, so none of our computers are working, and we can't open up our cold tables, because then that lets out all the cold air and all that stuff. We actually had some bread in the oven at the time, and before well, I noticed it first. But it was a little too brown at the end, and so after a little while it got pretty hard. But oh well, not much we could have done about that one. But yeah, so it was funny. We all of us at the store were just sitting around in the little kitchen area, just sitting essentially in a circle and just chatting and all that, just like, and then the phone would ring, and usually Becca, who is our general manager, would go get it to explain that, hey, power is out, we can't take orders right now. So that was interesting. It was that was that was at the beginning of when we really start getting a lot of deliveries. And like I said, it took an hour and a half, so there was an hour and a half of sales that we missed out on, which is unfortunate. And then once power did finally go on, that was pretty much at the end of lunch rush. And so we had, I took a total of 3 deliveries in, and I was a driver for 5 hours. I was there for 8 hours, though. Right? Yeah. Because we're trying to make it so that every driver has an equal amount of opportunity to get deliveries. So, that happened. I made a total of $6 today. Whoop-de-doo. So yeah, that sucked. Then at the end of the day, we picked up a lot, and yeah, of course it was at the end of the day when I had 30 minutes left. I did get out on time, which is good because I can't stay past 8 hours now because I am working 40 hours a week, and if one day I even stay just a little bit over that, I get paid overtime, and we can't have that right now. So yeah, it was not a fun day. So yeah, I guess that rant is over, so I guess that'll do for this video. So Josh, my question for you is, what's been the most boring day at work that you have ever had? Today, by far, was the most boring day that I've had. So that'll do it for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Friday. Later, bro.